Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. Today, we are going to be painting.
That's right, folks. Tonight he's going to be finishing up with the Wizkids Gargantuan.
Finishing?
Well, not really.
Almost finishing.
The skeletal dragon here, while I'm going to be working on the Wendigo we did earlier last week. He's basically going to be just covering the entire model with soft tone from Army Painter.
Except for a few areas I haven't done yet.
Well, I will be using some necrotic flesh, some fang bone, some oak brown, because I really want a dark brown instead of one of the monster colors. There's our wet palette. I'll be using uniform gray, desert yellow, and possibly skeleton bone. I've based this little guy and primered him in black, added the antlers. I think they turned out pretty good. I may do something with this hand. I'm not sure yet. I don't really like it at fist, but I didn't want to make it too clawed because the hand holding the bone here would have, long nails digging into his own flesh, and I would basically just have to cut off both hands, which I may actually end up doing, but probably not, because I want to hurry up and finish this guy because we've got a lot of other painting to do this week. So let's get to it. We got the wet palette out here.
Yes.
He's got a little bit of, let's put this under here. What is that? Skeletal bone on there?
Yeah, you can use that.
Okay, I'll start with that. I'm mostly going to be doing dry brushing on. Actually, you know what? I want to start with the antlers so I can work my way down, because that's usually how I work, is top down. Old habits die hard. The old painting the flagpole adage that I live by as a painter. But his job's pretty easy. It's just coating the entire dragon with soft tone. I wanted him to use the green tone on. Oops, that's way too much. But it's good wet palette, so don't have to worry so much about that. I wanted him to use the green wash, but he reminded us that will just make it look too much like it was a Durkar.
Yes, the red dragon.
Yeah, we don't want it to look, like we only have one trick when it comes to doing things like this. So he's going to just coat. Oh, you know what? That still looks good. So forget what I said about the green.
Okay.
But yeah, just hit the wings and then go. Actually, you're just going to do one wing, right? You're just going to do the half of them?
It depends how. If I do half and there's still some time left, I will do the other side.
Okay. I should bring that over white so we can see what I'm doing.
But I'm also not going to try to just do one side. Okay. Well, I mean, I am going to focus on one side, but I'm not going to avoid. I'm not going to try to just do split down the middle like last time.
Right. Normally, the little guy will just paint half of a dragon in a video so you get the basic gist of what he's doing, and then...
Because most creatures are symmetrical?
Yeah, and he'll finish it up, the rest off camera. But since he's doing such an easy task, it's a bone dragon, skeletal dragon. So, how much variant in the colors are there really going to be? It's I remember when the undead dragons first started becoming a big thing in Dungeons and Dragons and other games like that, and it was a big deal, and a lot of people just painted them white, and literally that was it. They would just paint them white, and
I'm dumb.
You went and put it in the wrong color?
Yes.
Wash it off, or just leave it in there and swap brushes out. Save yourself some time.
Because it takes.
Well, no, leave it in the water just for a little bit, not too long, so we don't bend the brush. But you can just go on to.
I'll just wash it off.
Okay.
This is the biggest brush.
Okay.
And then now it's kind of pointed.
And, I've used this same exact technique of desert yellow on a black base coat. I think I did it with the Sam Hain miniature we did last year. But
last year.
Well, yeah, it was like October.
It was November.
Well, it's still last year.
I know it was last year, but
it doesn't feel that long ago.
Even though it was actually half a year ago almost.
Yeah, we're cruising up on a full year of this channel in August, I believe.
Yeah, that's gonna be a weird thing to think about.
We'll be at very close to 200 videos by then. And we've had a lot of fun, learned a lot of things, made a lot of new friends.
And it's kind of weird to think about how long you've been doing this. It doesn't feel like that long.
Well, time flies when you're having fun. So I'll take that as a good thing.
Yeah, it's still... I mean, it's never been this fast whenever I was doing anything else.
In your life, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, I think a little bit more over here. And I was wrong. There is a Wendigo miniature in the Zombicide Wild West set that we backed. It won't be out till next year, and I just saw a picture of it. But they made it look very ghostly and spiritual, you know, intangible, if you will. And I just, every other thing I've read, you know, like when the Hulk fought the Wendigo or Wolverine fought the Wendigo or the Wendigo in Supernatural, the TV show that he hasn't seen yet, but
I've seen
some of them, but not that particular episode.
Yeah, I haven't seen that episode.
The Wendigo to me was always a very, you know, undead flesh and blood, not really flesh and blood, but dead flesh, what have you, creature, and I wanted to keep with that sort of motif, I guess, theme, and having him very much, you know, just, you know, a different form of ghoul or ghast or something like that, as opposed to, you know, their take on it, him being a spirit, so to speak, because it's, you know, it eats things, flesh and blood wise.
And it eats itself.
That too, yeah. Just nasty thinking about that.
Again,
I wanted it to be very...
That was the point?
Yeah, I wanted it to be very tangible, you know, something you could kill with an axe or a gun or a sword, as opposed to, you know, needing some sort of, you know, magic involved, you know, because that's, you know, I know that's the way a lot of undead actually are, ghosts and wraiths and stuff like that, but it just really doesn't seem like that sort of a monster. It's more to me of a, like I said, a ghoul or a ghast. So if you guys had a great weekend, we didn't actually get to play a game this weekend. We were
working on stuff.
We were working on the channel, but we did get the chance to watch a couple episodes of my favorite TV show.
And by a couple episodes, you mean one?
No, it was actually the first 2 episodes.
That was the first 2?
Yes. And that show is what? You want to tell them?
Yeah, it was...
Did you like it?
Wait,
I got the impression you liked it.
I was trying to think of a name to say that wasn't the right one. But I couldn't.
That show was Firefly, ladies and gentlemen. It's tied with another sci-fi show, that being Babylon 5, but a lot of people I know aren't big fans of that show, and it is stretching back pretty far in the history books of sci-fi. But Firefly is got a special place in my heart.
Oh.
You like?
What color did you paint that?
It's necrotic flesh.
Oh, I thought you were gonna paint it bone color.
No, I went with the necrotic flesh. I'll give him some bone.
Did you get more soft tone in the paint you ordered?
Yes, I did.
Good.
I think we still have.
Because we might use up almost all the bottle. Not today, but.
Yeah, I think we have the equivalent of like 2.5 bottles of that still total.
Really?
Yeah, it's.
Which means that we have that we need to have at least 2 bottles.
At all times, yeah.
Or 2 full bottles that have 2.5 bottles.
Yeah. I may even make another paint order. With our paint order, we got a list of most of the Army Painter colors. And
You're missing a lot more than you thought you were.
Yeah.
Probably because they released more. But also you found out that he didn't actually get as much as he thought he did.
So I will probably be making another order. Just, you know, we ordered from Miniature Market, and as much as I love their prices, this last order was literally the slowest order I've ever made from them. It took a very, very long time for it to get here.
Did say it would arrive Tuesday, but they switched it from, I believe today was when.
Did you see it arrive today?
Yeah.
Because I didn't. Was it the UPS truck, the big brown truck?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay. Because they said they shipped it through UPS, and then I got a notice from them that it went to the regular post office, which didn't make any sense to me.
But I mean, didn't they say that they also switched it from Sunday, which was today, to
Tuesday? Yeah, that bothered me too.
But that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
Do we also say the other thing we got?
No, we're going to show that off actually as our Tuesday video. One of the things we got, we're going to do a review on this Tuesday because it's not a huge item, but we really
it's also very new.
Yeah, we want to. I haven't seen anybody do a review of it.
Or even use them.
Yeah, literally not even use them. And I want to actually, not be the first on the block to show it off, but I do want to show something. Nice. Yeah, I do want to show something off that, is very interesting. Look good? Oh yeah, it looks great. The wings do too, but it looks. You have some pooling up, as will happen at the very bottom of the wings. So just draw that back up, and then let it come back down again through gravity. Those wings look really good, though. That's really, really undead looking. I really like that.
I'll try to stay focused on this side.
Yeah.
This is why I kind of wish that they sold Wizkids stuff in pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, it's...
And also, I almost wish that we had not actually glued it to its base.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I kind of meant. I mean, it does not connect it to its base.
And real quick, I want to show the camera. I'm not sure exactly what kind of knitting tool this is, but it is a knitting tool, I believe, or crochet or something like that. But I've had it in my toolbox for decades. And it turns out it makes the perfect pokey tool for Army Painter and Vallejo paints.
I actually used to use it for sculpting with...
To get that dried paint and make the air hole completely go all the way through. And it's already bubbling up because of the pressure. That might actually be a little bit too dark, but I can just go over that again with something else. Because
It'll remind me to go back over the flesh stuff in between the hands.
With necrotic?
Yeah, I just went over it because it was near impossible to
miss,
it was near impossible to avoid.
Yeah, that's what I meant, avoid.
Missing means that you tried to do it, but you
this is
failed.
a little too dark. I should have went with my gut instinct and went with a lighter brown. You can barely see that.
I can see it.
You see that, folks? That on his butt, and trying to make it look like his clothes are rotted away and grungy as all get out, but it's just a little too dark. I'll go back over that with another color, but a lot of times.
Like green, maybe.
Actually, I was thinking a lighter brown, and then eventually, maybe a green, but I'm thinking more just gray. To make it just look, really old and nasty. Not saying that he pooped his drawers or anything like that, but yeah, I know. It's just wrong.
Oh, wow.
What? Is it dripping?
Yeah. Also, one thing I really like about painting the whole wing one color is
allergies, huh?
Yes, allergies.
For your allergy medicine.
Yes, allergies. The thing I like is that I don't need to avoid
the fins and the bones in between. Yeah. Dragon wings have been one of my least favorite things to paint lately. When I help him out and do any touch-up work.
Do you think that's enough for the whole rest of the dragon?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about the whole rest of the dragon, but...
Or the whole rest of this half.
Yeah. And that's one of the good things about the palette. Before, I would be like, oh no, that's all going to go to waste. It's all going to dry up.
I almost think that I'm going to still need a bit more.
Yeah.
But
We were talking about that a while ago, about guesstimating how much paint you need and how satisfying it is when you guess right. I did that the other night again. It was so nice a feeling that it's like, the last paintbrush full of paint was exactly all I needed for one of the either the Cowboys I'm working on or the Siege of the Citadel miniatures I'm still painting. And I'm actually looking forward to finishing up Valpurgis tonight because I finally got the blue ink that I needed.
Oh yeah.
And I will be enjoying the
Even
heck
though
out of it.
doesn't the weird skulls on his cape, which I still don't understand why that was a thing they put on his design. But when I went through the other...
I'm going to try leaving him the base color that he was and just letting the wash go in there to make it look somewhat translucent and ghostly. And if that doesn't work, then I'll dry brush over it with a white or something. Because I don't really actually recall a picture of Valpurgis having...
I think it's just something all the Dark Legion leaders have.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
From some of the other big guys?
Maybe not. Maybe not
apostles
leaders, but a bunch of them have that. And I don't know why.
I think it might just be an artistic license thing they took this time around.
I need to wash that off. I probably shouldn't have wasted that.
Actually, as it dries, it's actually a little bit more visible, the brown.
Yeah, it's visible.
I think it's kind of like how when I was doing the purple on the... What were those guys the other day I was doing? The Malignants?
Yeah, the Malignants.
How the first coat of purple you couldn't see, but then as I dry brushed...
Where are the Malignants?
They're back in the box.
I
still have 3 more.
Was that this month or last month?
That was this month. I still have 3 more of those guys to do.
Really?
But they were so unpleasant to paint. It was just so annoying.
Wait, the Siege of the Citadel stuff was this month?
Was it? No, maybe it was last month.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was last month. I mean, I could be wrong. We need to check when we made that video.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to playing that game again.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
It's nice to be able to play a game that's not so absolutely brutally long in the setup. Shadows of Brimstone for us takes 2 hours to set up the game and then a couple hours to play, or 6. And Siege of the Citadel, I think I can set that up in about a half hour and we're good to go. Although when we played the Frontier Town, it wasn't that difficult. We had a lot less to set up.
Yeah. Because most of the missions are meant to be done on a moment's notice.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it. I didn't think about it like that. But that's a very good way of putting it. Okay, I think a little bit more brown, and then I'm going to go... Oh, you know what? I forgot that area there. Then I'm going to go on to the gray. And I'll be just about done until he dries, and then I'll do some washes. But
one thing I don't like about... The one thing I'm kind of worried about with this is that next time we paint a dragon, I might be a bit... I might make a bit more mistakes because I'm used to it being this way.
well, actually, I think the next one, you're actually going to be pleasantly surprised with how easy it's going to be along the lines of this same...
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
That,
Did we say what it was already?
No, we did not, and we're not going to until next month. During the first week of the month, when we talk about what we're going to be doing that month, and the announcement show that we do now, and we tell everybody what craft supplies they need and what dragon we're doing.
Did we say that last time?
Yeah, well, we didn't say which one we're doing, but in the last announcement show, we did talk about which dragon we will paint, what craft supplies people will need, and it's looking good. I really like the way that turned out. It's very, very, don't take it the wrong way, but ugly and dead looking.
Yeah, no, that's the point.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to move on to the gray for his hair.
Oh, I forgot you gave him hair for some weird reason.
Just thought that, you know, he wouldn't be bald.
But he kind of, what, I don't know, maybe. I mean, isn't hair one of the first, actually, isn't it? But isn't it that once the corpse is at the point where the majority of it is just skeleton, if it does have any flesh still on it, wouldn't there still be no?
Yeah, I'm kind of viewing him as having a little bit more flesh, just so that he's not totally a skeleton, kind of like a ghoul or a ghast.
Yeah, even though I do think that you might even want to give it, what?
Gray is just pumping out, and I didn't want that much
I almost think that you might want to give it a red wash in some areas.
You know what? I was actually thinking doing that, especially around the face, like you said, with the mouth, to make it look like he's still bleeding.
But mainly, because I'm actually pretty sure that they're technically majority still skin, except for maybe on their arms or something.
And feet. Although I don't know why every time I see a Wendigo, not only do they have the antlers, which we went over before, but they have hooves. And
it's because they're for some reason they're depicted as zombie deer people.
Deerkin? Yeah, I don't understand that aspect.
I mean, it could technically work if it wasn't a deer, because there are some animals that would make sense because of maybe like those animals are seen as cannibalistic, so you turn into that animal.
Right, or maybe it has something to do with their spirits that they worship.
I don't. Well, they didn't worship.
Well, the Native Americans.
Well, yeah, but Wendigos were something that they didn't like.
No, I know, but maybe whatever great spirit or what have you is in charge of the dead or punishment or something is maybe.
I don't know anything about that.
I don't get the whole
it's
being
because
hooved. The only connection I can see is with like Orcus, who's the king of the undead in the Dungeons and Dragons worlds, where it doesn't really connect that way. Where he has hooves, kind of like Satan supposedly does.
That's something that's
goat-like thing, or
but
whatever.
It's a deer, and also that's not connected in any way, so it wouldn't make sense for that to be a thing. I forgot I still needed to do his head, and I realized
It's funny, we're both working on the monster heads. See, the gray makes the antlers stand out a little more too, I think. What do you think, folks? This is actually probably the fastest I've ever painted a miniature in my life.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Well,
I don't know.
Oh, I need a bit more.
Oh, wow. Well, you can try and scoop up what you got there, but yeah, you will need more.
I mean, I think I might use this entire bottle in the next half.
I hope not.
I might use half of what's left. Depends on what's left.
That's looking really good.
Yeah.
What do you think, folks? Pretty creepy looking. Definitely looks a lot different than he started out. Even though he started out as a yellow plastic skeleton.
It wasn't yellow, it was...
Well, manila, whatever that color was, it was...
Okay, I've done almost exactly half. Actually, I think I've done exactly half.
Let me know when you want to call it a night. I want him to dry a little bit more before I go onto the washes that I'm going to put on him.
Okay, is that good?
That looks really good. Although, right here, you see there's like a line of drip, like right in the middle on every piece of the wing. But no, move it up and down, not left to right, because that'll make brush lines.
I'm still gonna make brush lines anyways.
Yeah, but they will fade. But if they don't, they will look like the natural tendency of that particular part of flesh.
It's yeah, I guess. Yeah, is that look good?
It does. It looks really good.
I know you almost done with that miniature.
Everything I can do right now, like I said, I like to let paints dry enough before I hit them with the wash, because I found, like I was telling a little guy just yesterday, I think it was, that washes can resaturate a paint if you do not wait long enough, and you get a smearing and just an ugly effect if you don't let everything dry nice and completely. Let's bring him. You want to grab him? I don't know where you painted. I don't want to accidentally grab wet paint.
Just grab the wing.
Put him in the middle. Yeah, let's just do the half so they can't see the unpainted half. Maybe they're having a little conversation here.
I don't think that's a possibility.
Yeah, you never know.
So why didn't you paint the bone?
I did. Oh, you're right. Because I'm going to actually paint that a different color.
What color would the bone be?
You know, let me do that real quick. You think that skeletal?
Yeah, just try not to get any other stuff with the wash in it. Actually, no, don't dry brush it. I recommend just giving it a wash afterwards. Does that look good?
Yeah.
Or do you think it'll look good once you give it a
Yeah.
wash? Because it obviously isn't ready for that.
It won't be ready for a while.
Oh, yeah. Now you can... Wait. Yeah, now you can see it, I think?
Yeah.
Oh.
And if there's... I want to leave a little shadow in places. There we go.
It's difficult to have a shadow considering...
No, I mean, right where the hand is holding onto it and up with this little nub here. But not too shabby. Take all these wash zones after the episode.
Okay.
Hit the palette lid. Even though I'm going to go back to painting right after this episode, because there's a whole lot of stuff I want to get done tonight. But that's it for us. I hope you guys had a great weekend, and we will see you guys Tuesday with something pretty neat, followed by a craft on Thursday that is actually neater. Maybe a little challenging, but
yeah, next okay, next Thursday, and this Thursday, the craft, it's gonna be something that I'm excited for.
yes.
However, it might be a bit more difficult for people that don't have as much skill with, or at least practice with,
Sculpting?
yeah, sculpting with, I almost said hot glue. Yeah, you sculpt with
He's
hot
been
glue.
using hot glue all weekend.
Yeah. No, well, yes,
You're going to be using Sculpey?
cooking clay.
Sculpey.
Yes.
Cooking clay is what we've called it since he was a little kid, just so that we knew the difference between air-dry clay and clay that you have to actually put in the
Because
oven.
as I said before, I've been using cooking clay for quite a while.
Yes.
However, he will be using plastic animals instead.
And actually, I'm going to be using... I couldn't find all the plastic animals, so I'll be using mostly paper clay. Paper clay and a little bit of rubber animals, just because I'm a sculptor by trade. I'm a painter. Little guy.
Trade.
I've been painting since I was 14, maybe younger. But that's it for us, folks. Hope you guys had a great weekend, had fun tonight. Remember to hit that like button on the way out, and we will see you guys Tuesday.
That is correct. Good night.